Since I started designing and making handmade plush toys when I was touring a lot as a musician, I started selling them in person at my merch table before I even had an Etsy shop. And because of that, I found out right away that people loved them and wanted more. I couldn't keep up with the demand at all, and people kept asking me when I would have more available. So now that I'm not touring anymore, I wanted to start selling at craft fairs in addition to the few big shows and conferences that I've been playing lately. So in 2013, I signed up for 2. The first one was technically a farmer's market that I was invited to sell at, so not a lot of the people were really prepared to buy plush toys. I did have a ton of people coming up to me though, and most of them had really good things to say. I took this as a compliment because I wasn't really sure how my local community would react to them. And because that one was only a 10-minute drive from where I live, I didn't have to spend the money that I made on travel expenses. My second craft fair was in Torrington, Connecticut, so we had to drive about 2.5 hours to get there. It was in a blizzard, and a lot of the vendors dropped out last minute, so I wasn't really expecting to do super well. Because of that, I got a nice surprise when many of the people who did make it through the snow ended up leaving with armfuls of plushies to give away as Christmas presents. I was so happy that people liked them that much, and we made back all of our travel costs. One of my favorite things about selling at craft fairs and at my concerts is that I get to make these really fun displays for my products. I painted these little wooden shapes with chalkboard paint and then attached them to clothespins so that way I could label all of my plushies with the type of animal and the price. For my first craft fair, I filled shoebox tops and a vintage suitcase with my plushies so that they would stand up and people could see them. Before the second one, I custom built a riser shelf out of foamcore, straight pins, and a glue gun. It's super light to carry even though it takes up a ton of space, and I may eventually decorate it. I'll link to some tutorials that inspired me to make it in the video description. For me, the coolest part of selling my handmade products in person is getting to see people's reactions towards what I make. Especially because I make soft things, being able to let people pick them up and hold them is a big deal. I spend so much time making these things, and while I do love making them, it can get repetitive and difficult to stay motivated sometimes. But as soon as I see how happy they make people, I get inspired again. I'm really excited to hopefully do more craft fairs this year. Let me know something that you love about craft fairs in the comments, and I'll see you soon.